Welcome, everybody, to the Martini Segal Theatre Center here at the Graduate Center CUNY. My name is Frank Henschke. I'm the director of the Segal Theatre Center, and this is day 3 of that great festival. It was in the much bigger Penbold Voices Festival, but this is the Festival of International Plays, and we have had, I think, sensational readings, very significant ones from truly all around the world, just now from Indonesia, but we also had before from Uganda, Cuba. We got a Cuban playwright out actually to come here for the first time, and also France, Germany, and so many other parts of the world. The Penbold Voices Festival was created by Salman Rushdie and Paul Auster during the Bush times of government, where they felt America needed to get a little bit out of the tunnel vision to hear voices from all around the world. And this week, over 100 writers are in town, and they are participating in panels and discussions, readings, and celebrations of the art of writing and literature, and of course, playwrights at the very center of it. The Segal Center bridges academia and professional theater, international and American theater. It's been a great honor for us that we collaborate with Penn. It's now our 8th year. We got on very early. And we asked them, say, can we do something for you to bring also playwrights in? And they liked that idea very much. So we feel truly privileged also since this festival now has grown so much. Now we are going to have our second play from Africa, which is also a theme of this year's Penbold Voices. And we have Black Maria on Koinange Street by Sitawa Namwalie. Something didn't completely go right with the visa. She was supposed to be here. We don't know exactly what it is. The time was right. She went there. Everything seemed to be right. It's not in our hands, but she will join us via Skype. Next to me, and she will speak shortly after, is Christine Scarfuto, the producer of the Penbold Voices Festival. It's the second year we also collaborate together, so thank you for all you do. After this, we have one more reading tonight. Also a really great one on Rafael Spiegelboard from Argentina at 7:30 Spam, which just showed also at the Schaubühne Berlin. If you have a cell phone, now it's the time to take it out and just make sure it's on silent. I'll do the same. And again, thank you for coming. We need great theater, but we also need great audiences. Please, so really thank you for taking time out to come, Christine.
Thank you. Thanks, Frank. So this play came to us from the Sundance East Africa Project. And this is very much a work in progress. This is a first draft. And I just wanted to thank Saheem Ali, who can't be with us tonight because he is directing another play, but he did a wonderful job directing this, and Mandy Masden, who's going to be performing. So without any further ado, let's let the reading begin. Thanks, everybody.
On Koinange Street, a play by Sitawa Namwalie. Scene 1, 9 p.m. on Koinange Street. There are a few dimly lit streetlights. There are several shops selling a range of goods. A corner kiosk is still open. Typical Nairobi nightlife, watchmen, a few people milling around.
Hey, wow, what's that? What's that hulking black vehicle approaching us slowly down the street? Hey, gosh, the windows are so small. Oh, that. Hey, that's a Black Maria. After 3 years on campus, there are still things Judy knows I know nothing about. It's 9 p.m. on a warm Saturday night. Me and my 4 best friends, Farida, Grace, Wangari, and Judy, have gone out to eat. We're walking back to campus. We're all dressed up, but that had been the deal. Look good for our last meal together. My final exam is on Wednesday. Farida's from the coast. She's a mixture of everything. Arab, Indian, Muzungu. She has long, straight hair, but tonight it's loose, hanging down her back. Blue jeans, a crisp white cotton shirt, and high silver sandals give her a clean, wholesome look. Grace's neat, characterless cornrowed hair, green and white ankle-length dress, and sensible, low-heeled black shoes point to her conservative nature, but she's the only one of us who smokes. Grace smokes with a flourish as we walk down the street. Judy is in her uniform, jeans, sneakers, and an old t-shirt. She has no makeup or jewelry. Her hair is a short, thick, untidy helmet. After 3 years, our efforts to turn her into a girl have failed. She still dresses and walks like a boy. Wangari. Wangari is an urban princess. Her blue-green tie-dye African dress has big, wide sleeves. Large wooden beaded earrings swing dramatically in her earlobes. And I am loud, as usual. Black Maria! What a cool name! Hey, why is it called a Black Maria, Judy? Is there a Blue Maria? Hey, what about a White Maria? Hey, how about a Purple Maria? I like the sound of that. Grace does a little jig around the lamppost and I join her. Hey, Nyako, you are such a miro. That's too funny. Grace and I sing repeatedly. Purple Maria, Purple Maria. I like the sound of that. Hey, guys, a Black Maria is not a good thing. Judy tries to say some more, but we drown out her efforts with our silly song. The dark, looming Black Maria creeps slowly down the poorly-lit street. It draws closer and closer towards us, and suddenly it stops. Policemen holding bright torches and truncheons pour out of the Black Maria. We quiet down, stop our games, and watch them coming towards us. Grace freezes in the motion of raising the cigarette towards her open mouth. I notice Judy has moved a meter behind us. She's in the alley between Kianda House and Development House. She stands facing the police officers. Her teeth are clenched. Her face is hard and determined. I see nothing behind me. My eyes widen as I realize there's no one there. We are the targets of these police officers. Simama! Malaya! Simama!
Scene 2. Outside the university halls of residence. Students milling around, some being dropped by their parents. A busy scene with people moving around. Cars drive in and out.
Oh, be careful, Joseph! Be careful with that one! I had a really hard time closing it. 2 people had to sit on it to keep it shut. I have to make sure it reaches the room without busting open. I instruct Joseph, the driver, as he takes my suitcase out of the boot of my father's midnight blue Mercedes. Joseph is a large man, tall, big, strong. He lifts the 2 large suitcases and carries them with ease. My mother, and I follow behind him. I'm carrying a tennis racket, 2 hockey sticks, and my handbag. I sense the eyes of the other students following us. I walk a little taller in my skin-tight Jordache jeans, plain white t-shirt, and high-heeled black stilettos. My mother's blue and cream dress whispers a hush style. Her pearl earrings match a long string of swaying pearls around her neck. She looks young and flawless, a chic contrast to the most other mothers who look tired and old in flowered printed dresses, belts tied prominently around large child-bearing bellies. Our car is parked illegally right in front of the entrance of the box, one of only 2 halls of residence for women at the University of Nairobi. I can't believe my dream has come true. I stop and stand with my mother, and we both survey the scene before us. My mom and I are excited for very different reasons. For me, it is the prospect of freedom. I will no longer have to live in a strict home environment. I can have a boyfriend. My mother is excited because her firstborn child has made it to university. Nerima, I told you to leave some things behind. You're not going away forever. You don't need all these clothes. Oh, Mom! Hey, we have been over and over this conversation, what to take and what to leave behind. Hey, my room is on the 2nd floor. Mom walks around the room disapprovingly. Hey, it's a bit small. Hey, look at this mattress. Old, tired. How many people have slept on it? Who and from where? Are you sure you want to stay here? Hey, you don't have to. You can stay at home and Joseph can drive you every day to class. Think about it. Oh, Mom! We have talked about it before. Yes, of course I want to stay. I want to stay. I'm a university student now. Okay, then. But you'll have to go back with one of the suitcases. There's not enough space for it in this small room. Ja, but I'm going to keep my clothes. Hey, Joseph, help me with this suitcase. I have to take all my clothes out. Oh, my Jordache jeans. Such an essential part of my wardrobe. That's why I have 2. And this pale blue silk skirt. Oh, Mom, I'll have to bring it home for dry cleaning, okay? Whatever you do, don't let the maid wash it in water. It cost me a bomb in New York. Yes, a bomb of my money. Okay, Mom, your money, okay. Hey, do you have the keys to the room? Make sure you lock it at night and every time you leave. There are all sorts of people here. It's not safe. Finally, she's satisfied. She told me everything I have to avoid. I walk her down to the car. Hey, bye, Mom. Hey, I'm going to be just fine. Stop worrying. I'll call you soon, okay? 4 students join me as I watch my mother leave. Hey, was that your mother? Wow, she's gorgeous. She looks more like your sister.
Scene Scene 3, 9 p.m. on Koinange Street.
Pounding boots charge at us as if we were gangsters. Behind us, hushed footsteps tell me Judy is running away. A police officer takes off after her. I turn back just in time to see Judy disappearing in a dark alley. Grace screams as a police officer hits the cigarette out of her hand and stomps on it violently. I turn back to face the police officers. I am frozen and blinded by the black torches. I put my hands up in the air in surrender. Hey, get down, get down! I drop to my knees. Grace, Farida, and Wangari sit on the pavement, legs stretched out, hands over their heads. The police officer who chased Judy comes back without her. He spits angrily at Wangari's feet. He stares at her as if she is to blame, all the time moving with restless agitation. He is clearly angry at having been outrun by Judy. At first, I'm angry. Now, how can she abandon us, I think? And then I realize it's a good thing. She can report what is going on to someone at the university. That thought makes me relax a little bit. Slowly, I make out 5 police officers. They are all in uniform with peaked hats and large dark coats. They look huge, ominous. And the tallest one begins to question us. Malaya, what are you doing here at night, eh? Hey, I had asked a question. We're going to the box, back to university. Hey, after what? In the middle of the night. Yes, officer, we are all university students. Muna toka wampi. At this time of night, officer, we went to eat, to buy food. Hey, they don't feed you on campus. Hey, didn't you people riot last year because you missed chapels for one day or something? No. You can't be students. Students don't need to buy food, Malaya. See, you are here smoking on Koinange Street? Yes. Hey, you are prostitutes. No, officer, we are students. Hey, here's my ID. Look at it. The tall, thin one takes Farida's ID, looks at it, turns it over, a look of disappointment on his face. He hands it back to her. Hey, and you others, where are your IDs? Everyone searches for their ID. One by one, they hold them up above their heads. I search frantically for mine. I spill the contents of my handbag on the pavement, look through all the pockets of my clothes again and again. Hey, where is it? Officer, it was here. I can't find it. I must have left it on campus. Please, let me go and get it. I'll bring it right back. I get onto one foot and start to rise. A stinging slap rings my left ear. And I fall and knock the right side of my face hard on the concrete pavement. Tears spring from my eyes. An officer stands over me, clumping an angry presence. I curl up into a fetus position, holding my face. All I can think is of my mother and father and how I wish they were here. And what my father would do to this policeman. But they are not here. Fragments of stories of just such situations going horribly wrong drift in and out of my mind like a child's yo-yo. Don't ever let them get you into a police station. The statement keeps rising and falling. Don't ever let them get you into a police station. Don't ever let them get you into a police station.
Scene 4, in a lecture theater.
It's Monday morning. I am in Chiromu campus. I have arrived 20 minutes early for my first lecture, my first botany class. I survey the empty lecture theater. The walls are a curious shade of blue, deep and bright at the same time. The lecture theater is large, airy, filled with light. I can see everything, see everyone. Excitement rises within me. I smile and nod at students I don't know as they walk in and sit around me. I sit up straight, feeling like a university student. Was it only yesterday my sister admonished me for my enthusiasm as I practiced the lines for my new identity? Hello, my name is Nerima, and I study botany and zoology at the university. Hello, my name is Nerima, and I study botany and zoology at the university. My new blue and white writing pad and matching pencil holder are placed in front of me. I hold my silver Parker pen, a present from my father for making it to university. This is the moment I have been waiting for. The professor walks in at 5 minutes to 8 a.m. He takes a few minutes to set up, takes notes out of a large black briefcase. He looks and behaves like a professor out of a movie. I'm concentrating, making sure I don't miss a word. It's a struggle because he speaks fast. He's refusing to slow down. Hey, no, I will not slow down. I am a professor giving you a lecture. You are at university now. You will just have to learn to listen faster. Now, where was I? 20 minutes into the lecture, something starts to smell. I shift to my right. Slide down in my seat. Hey, peer down. Hey, is it coming from the floor? I stop writing, bend my head to take a look. Hey, is there something rotting on the floor? Hey, yuck, it might step on it. I sit straight up and lift my feet off the floor. My movements disturb my immediate neighbors. The girl on my left nudges me with her elbow, as if to say, keep still. 35 minutes. The room is stifling. The stink is getting stronger. 45 minutes. I'm not sure I can breathe anymore. I can no longer hear what the professor is saying. I just keep my head down, pretending to take notes. Suddenly, the guy on my left leans down, digs into the blue-striped nylon sock of his left shoe and scratches his heel. Oh, his actions immediately intensify the stench. I look at him, quickly, in shock. He is the source of this disgusting odor. His socks and shoes give off blasts of rotten eggs when carefully mixed with rotting onions. Watching him, I put my finger under my nose surreptitiously, pretending to rub it. I look at my watch. 10 more minutes. I hold my breath for longer and longer periods. And then I realize what I'm doing. Panic about the amount of putrid air I'm holding on to and let it all out noisily. The guy with the foul-smelling socks and shoes looks at me briefly. Several other students slide, looks at me, so I try to be more careful. I take many shallow breaths quietly. 55 minutes. To make time go faster, I start counting backwards. 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95.
Scene 5, 9:30 p.m. on Koinange Street.
I look into the policeman's face, standing over me, the dour one who never smiles. In this moment, I realize I am in big trouble. His face has contorted into an ugly sneer. His big boot touches my shoulder, and I fear for the worst. He's going to kick my head. He bends, and in one swift movement, reaches down, grabs the collar of my black leather jacket, and roughly pulls me up to the pavement. Wangari shouts, "No! Hey, Aki, no! Are you telling me what I can do? Hey, are you telling me what I can do?" The officer shakes me like a sack of old garbage. All the girls speak one after the other with voices carefully modulated to sound polite. No, officer. No, officer, no. And you, after you left your ID on campus, you are telling us to wait for you? Never. You are a prostitute. No, officer, she is with us. She is a student. Hey, you shut up and go. Wangari and Grace quickly get up. Farida gets onto her knees and continues to plead, "Officer, please, she is a student. She is my friend. We have our final exams next week. We can't just leave her here. Hey, where are you taking her? Okay? Hey, this one has a mouth, eh? You want to know where we are taking her? Oh, okay. You can stay with her. You can find out yourself, eh?" Grace and Wangari have been standing. They start to back away and call out to Farida to join them. "Come on, Farida. Hey, it's no good if you stay. We must go. Yeah, come on, Farida. Let's go. Let's get the hell out of here." I watch as Farida wavers for a moment. I am lying still on the ground, holding my stinging face. I watch her with clear eyes. I am scared, hoping Farida will stay. She has always been principled, a loyal friend. I open my eyes wide in a signal that only I can understand. "Please, stay with me," I beg her silently. She looks at me for a moment with a sad look on her face. I watch with the officers as my 3 friends pass the snow cream ice cream parlor, turn the corner, and disappear, running.
Scene 6, outside the University Hall of Residence.
10 a.m. Saturday morning, 1 month after my arrival on campus, I am standing outside the box with a large suitcase full of dirty clothes waiting for Joseph, the driver, to arrive. The student kiosk is to my right. A student streaming in and out, buying soap and toothpaste, food, sweets, cigarettes, other necessities. Hey, in front of me, other students sit on a ledge and on the grass. I have since learned that this area is used to collect gossip. It's the perfect vantage point for seeing whose boyfriend is a two-timer, and with who, and who has a sugar daddy, and whose sugar daddy is a minister. A brown, beautiful girl wearing a bright flowing kitenge and black sandal shoes walks up to me and stops. "Hiya! Are you leaving already? Oh, okay, I will. We betted you wouldn't last year. I'm off to collect my bet, 50 bob. By now I know her name. She's called Atieno. Hey, are you going to America, right? You boyros always end up in America. You can't survive here. This is real life, you know. Life is not all ice cream and sausages. Some of the other students stop what they're doing to listen. Actually, I'm not going anywhere. Well, why the big suitcase? These are dirty clothes. I'm waiting for the driver to pick them up to take them home for washing. I watch her face. I hear my words. I take a step back involuntarily, but it's too late to swallow them. Words just marched out of my mouth, incriminating me in something I know I'm going to regret. Oh, but of course, the driver must come and take one's clothes home for washing. Her loud laughter echoes as she runs up the stairs of the box. In the dining hall that evening, I found out what I had done. Girls whispered and pointed. Atiano sat with a group of 10. 10 of the most self-assured, terrifying girls on campus. Beautiful, well-groomed, and vicious. They sat in the middle of the dining hall, their command post. Until now, I had made sure to keep off their radar. Their disdainful eyes and twisted lips as they made dismissive sounds and comments at girls who had offended them had always been funny. A sight to watch. They specialized in random surprise attacks. You never knew what they would do or what they would make the rest of the students in the dining hall do. Sometimes it was as loud, rude insults. Look at her. Ska, idiot. Look at that person. Look at the car hair with soil between her toes, huh? Who does she think she is? At other times, they commanded silence, eyes following their victims like sharp swords. I had seen several girls run away in tears. And today, they sat waiting for me. I entered, and they started to clap. And as if on cue, all the other girls in the dining hall stood up, clapping, increasing the tempo as I walked to my seat with my tray of food. The princess has arrived! The princess has arrived! The princess is here! Make way for the princess!
Scene 7, 9:40 p.m. on Koinange Street.
Hey, wait! Get up! Get in! I get up slowly. I look boldly at the unsmiling police officer who has slapped me and shaken me like a sack. He stares back, his face contemptuous. I want him to know I am not afraid. The truth is, I am terrified. By now, I have realized this is not the time to show fear or allow myself to be helpless for any reason. I climb into the Black Maria. It is high, and I struggle to get in. Hands reach out from the dark interior and pull me up. Hey, welcome, let's help you up. Hey, welcome, we're always happy to get more company. Hey, wow, this one is pretty. Hey, check out the boots. Hey, that's one hot leather jacket. These women make a lot of money, easy money. They can see me, but I can't make out anything in the dark vehicle for a few seconds. I try to push the hands away to keep my balance at the same time. Finally, I get in and find a place to sit on the floor of the Black Maria. Slowly, my eyes adjust to the darkness. I'm squeezed in between a woman who is clearly a prostitute and a very drunk, middle-aged man. I count 11 people in the back, including myself. The vehicle starts to move slowly down the street, and I lose my composure, tears flowing down my face. I wipe them angrily as I realize even if the others reach my parents, they won't be able to find me.
Scene 8, inside the university phone booth.
Hiya! What has happened? Hey, why are you so eager to wash your clothes all of a sudden? Hey, you've never been interested before. Hey, no, Mom, no, there's nothing wrong. I just want to wash my own clothes. Hey, I thought you'd be happy. I'm becoming responsible. Hey, and listen, hey, about those clothes you picked up, don't send them back with Joseph. I've decided I'll come fetch them next week, okay? Hey, but why, Nerima? Hey, it's no problem. We can do the washing here. Hey, you know you're no longer in high school. University is hard work. You said it so yourself. Hey, why not concentrate on your studies? No, Mom, I'll take care of it. Hey, I thought you'd be happy. Of course, I'm happy, but... Okay. It's not a bad idea. When did you say you'll be home? Hey, next week, Mom. And make me chapos and roast chicken, eh? The food here is... Hey, I won't say.
Scene 9, inside the back of the Black Maria. There are no seats. Many people sit on the floor. It is dark.
And what are you crying about? Surely you are used to this by now. Hey, this one looks young. Hey, how old are you? 16 maybe. Hey, they are getting younger and younger. Hey, you must be new to the game. Hey, even me, the first time I was caught by the police, I thought it was the end of my world. Hey, you know, they can lock you up 3 years for soliciting, eh? And then I found out if you give them what they want, nothing happens to you. And if you make friends, nothing can ever happen to you. Some people laugh. I examine the people in La Black Maria and decide to hide the fact that I'm a university student. I figure this will not win me many friends here. The drunken man is being annoying. He leers and falls on me on purpose whenever the vehicle lurches or stops, breathing stale alcohol fumes all over my face. The woman on my right looks like a veteran of the streets. Tall, skinny, with large breasts. She's dressed in a tight black leather trouser and black strapless tube top. Her boobs look like they'll pop out at any minute. Her feet are rough and calloused with long, slightly bent toes from being squeezed too many times into too small shoes. A blonde and black wig makes her look like James Brown in drag. I'm fascinated by this woman. I've never had such a close encounter with a prostitute, or as we call them on campus, a twilight girl. And here I am, sitting next to one. Oh, leave her alone. Hey, back off, she's having a moment. Hey, my name is Redempta. Call me Red. Hey, what are you doing here? I've never seen you before. Hey, are you from out of town? Mombasa. She goes on, satisfied with her own answer. Hey, there's a big UN conference here next week. 20,000 people for one whole week. Most of them men. I hear women will be coming from all over. Mombasa, Rwanda, Uganda, TZ even. Hey, we Nairobians can't provide all these services on our own. Hey. We need help from our sisters. She laughs long and hard at her own joke. Sitting across from me to my right, I make out a young, cute guy who looks like he pumps weights. He wears a tight black shirt and well-fitting blue jeans. He looks normal. I look at him and wonder what his story is. 3 street boys in their early teens, dirty and ragged clothes, sit opposite me. They speak mostly Swahili with a little bit of English, but eventually I work out what they're saying and that they've been caught dealing drugs. They look tough and are completely without fear. One of them has a scar on his left cheek, making him look even more menacing. They observe everybody keenly. And these are the ones I fear.
Scene 10. On the rooftop where students do their clothes washing. There are large concrete basins with taps for washing clothes. Long clotheslines with clothes hanging on them. A few other students are washing clothes in colorful buckets with packets of detergent. It is 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
Here I am. I had set out to wash my own clothes. It's a month since I stopped my mother from sending Joseph to pick my clothes up for washing. I have 2 buckets, detergent, clothes pegs, and bright yellow gloves to protect my nails and hands. I hope to wash my clothes without incident, without anyone realizing that I have never done this before. There are just a few other girls washing today. I check them out to see how it's done, and no one is wearing gloves, so I put mine away. I separate the colors, fill the red bucket with water, measure out some detergent and beat the water, make lots of foam. I remember this part from watching the maids at home. I take 3 white shirts and t-shirts from the white pile first and dip them into the soapy water. I submerge the clothes into the water a few times and start scrubbing vigorously with my hands. The t-shirts are easy to wash, but the shirts are stiff, heavy, resistant. I scrub and rub hard. Water splashes all over the place, on the floor, on me. I soon realize this is much harder than it looks. My back hurts. I get soap in my eyes. After the whites, I decide to start on the towels. Who knew wet towels could be so heavy? I fumble, try to get a hold on the towel. Even more water splashes everywhere. The jeans are the same, tough, unyielding. Hey, after what feels like forever, I decide to stop and take a break. Stand and stretch. Was it too much soap? Hey, the water splashed everywhere, including on me. But then, I am soon busted. Atieno, the same pretty brown girl who was in the parking area when my driver came to pick up my washing a month ago, is here. And she is staring at me. Oh, look at her! She doesn't even know how to wash clothes. Hey, her even washed clothes before. Several other girls laugh with her. They stop their washing, stand and watch me. I don't answer them. I keep my head down, return to my washing. Scrub, a little less vigorously. Then the other girls return to their washing, and I peer at Atieno, trying not to be seen. Her back is bent. She's washing her clothes, scrubbing and wringing the clothes, moving from one bucket to the other very gracefully. And the space around her is neat and tidy. Water's not splashing all over the place. She's not sweating. She finishes quickly, hangs her clothes to dry, and then saunters out. Atieno is one of those soft-looking brown girls. Her skin looks like tea with lots of milk. In my eyes, she's the type destined to be the trophy wife of some rich man.
Scene 11. Inside the back of the Black Maria.
Another 45 minutes, and the Black Maria has 26 passengers inside. It is hot, stuffy, and crowded, but the passengers have settled down. We welcome newcomers with loud, noisy clapping, shouts, and wisecracks. And I stopped being afraid. On the next stop, 3 young women are pushed into the back. They have a really hard time getting in because of their skin-tight jeans and high stiletto heels. At 1 a.m., a heavily built middle-aged man struggles to climb into the vehicle. Several people come over to help. I hold on to one hand and pull, and for a moment, our faces are inches apart. He looks at me and I smile. Joseph's eyes, relief washes over me. Joseph, my driver. More of him is pulled up. And my relief ends abruptly. This is not Joseph. I am not safe. I am still on my own. I am still in trouble. The man looks at me with a quizzical look on his face as if the smile is disappearing. I sit back heavily in my seat and try to compose myself from the crushing disappointment of this not being Joseph. Suddenly, a hand covers my mouth. It presses down hard. I smell hot, fetid breath coming from an open mouth millimeters away from my nose. There are hands moving all over my body. I'm being attacked by more than one person. Hands pin me down. A hand grabs my left breast and squeezes hard. Another is excavating inside my trousers, reaching and reaching further and further down. Fingers are sticking in my pubic hair. It's painful. I scream silently and try to kick, but there are too many hands holding me down. There's too many. And it's the street boys, all 3 of them on top of me. The boy with the scar holds a knife. Quickly, its sharp steel blade cuts into my forehead, and the gash becomes larger as I manage to move my head. The blood gushes. Oh my God! Oh my God! In that moment, the Black Maria is lit by a passing street light. I kick and struggle harder. The light spurs other people into action. The silence is split by screams and shouts and a scuffle of action. People pull the boys off me. The young boy is holding on to my trousers. I can feel them slipping off as they pull the boy away. I hear a dull thud as someone hits him hard and he lets go. I pull my trousers up, kicking and screaming. One hand touches the knife gash. It seems to cover my whole forehead. The thought of my disfigured face makes me even more hysterical. I fight Redemptor and the drunk man as they try to hold me still to comfort and quiet me down. In the commotion, we realize that the vehicle has stopped. The doors are yanked open. Bright torches blind us. Hey, what's all this kelele? What's going on? Hey, all this blood! Who has been murdered? I start to cry loudly and bitterly again, gulping for air. Hey, who did this to the girl? Why is she covered in blood? The well-built young man I noticed earlier challenges the police officer. Hey, you are asking, why did you arrest her? Why did you arrest all of us? Hey, see, you got what you wanted. Why are you looking shocked? Hey, wait, young man, watch your mouth. Hey, stop threatening us. You have put us behind here with all sorts of elements. Now look what you have done. Hey, you have done enough already. Let us out. I'm tired and too angry to care. And the others join in. We all get out of the Black Maria. One by one, we get out. There are 32 people. I watch the 3 young street boys run away, and no one tries to stop them. Now I notice the blood is still flowing from my forehead. I stand on the pavement and look around. We are back. On Koinange Street. A few meters from where I was picked up.
End of play.
So we are trying a Skype connection. I don't know, how is it looking? It looks good. So so if it all works out, Sitawa will join us from Kenya. But first of all, thank you for taking your time and talent and to represent the character. I know you also have to go soon. You're a working actor, very good, and it was a wonderful and great and thoughtful, I think, rendition of a reality we all live in. So, Sitawa, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you also very well.
Hi, I can hear you.
It is cool. Yeah, I think in the booth they can hear the mic from the room sound here, and that's what she hears. But you cannot see us, right?
I can see you.
Oh, so the laptop is faced this time.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Right.
So yeah, so maybe we can wave to her. That's a good idea, and say hi. And I'm sorry it didn't work out, and we. With the visa for you to have you here in person, but we all tried what we could do. Our actor will have to go soon, so maybe we start first. This is a message from a reality. It's a different one we live in. But how did it feel for you to?
It was very interesting. I mean, I was brought on board a couple days ago. So I personally didn't have a lot of time with it, but it was very interesting and dealing, because I feel like people don't often talk about class in terms of Africa or African culture or in Kenya. They're just like, it's Africa, but like there are class differences in countries, and I feel like it was really interesting to kind of just to talk about that and have that kind of be something that we explored in this.
Yeah, and I think there's wonderful rhythm to the translation also, and the plays and the different scenes, like one after the other, and you almost like in a Brechtian sense, you presented the character, step to your right, step to your left, and
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a wonderful craft, and really looks easy, maybe for you, not for us. So again, thank you. Thank you so much. I think these are messages really from a playwright of a time in transition. One of the lines in the play was when she talks to her mom, "What should I take and what should I leave?" And I feel the entire play is about a moment where something is changing. Daughter now goes to university, and the mother does not know yet where it is. And then she goes somewhere, but also an entire country where now it is about a university, and the themes are lectures. Even so, there are these stories of the Black Maria, which perhaps not as strongly, but also happen all around the U.S. or in Europe. These are now, the world is getting a bit closer. So maybe my question to you, Sitawa. Tell us a bit about the play. Is it your story? What was the idea for you? Why do you say, this is what I want to write about?
Okay, great. Thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much. I hear that the reading went very well, and thank you for doing such a great job. I think one of the things that I wanted to show was a certain time in Kenya. You know, the play is set in the 1980s, during the time of a dictatorship. And despite the fact that there's a dictatorship, because of the class, there are certain people in the country who don't know what it feels like. They can grow up thinking, well, I have this lovely country and, I'm able to do this and I'm able to do that. And, for a very long time in one's life, and then bam, all of a sudden, you come face to face with another reality. And I really wanted to show that. I wanted to show the different realities. And I think what you said about, the one African story basically is, there's, the poverty and so forth. And I also wanted to show the nuanced life that we have, that there is incredible variety. There are very many very valid lives and ways of living on this continent. And I also wanted to capture a certain time. The 80s were really interesting, for me. And yes, it does relate to my life.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think, yes, when I like that the character says, I want to actually do my own laundry. And, instead of the driver picking up, but she didn't have to. I think something changed in her thinking of her experience. She said, well, I want to be my own person now. And then, she experiences something she perhaps was not ready for, mistakes even the driver for one of the drunk people who comes into the Black Maria car. So tell us a little bit. So you were you studied in Kenya in the 80s. So did this happen? Was it an experience you one had, or a friend, or?
Well, I hope you won't think badly of me. Yes, it's familiar. I did study at Nairobi University, at the university in Kenya, and did go through a very similar story. And so I'm using my story. I'm using the stories and experiences of people around me, particularly the young women around me that became my friends. Seeing what their lives were like. That's what I was using.
Yeah, I think it very successfully translated. I think as a play, but also into the audience. How for you do you think a play like this? Could you imagine it performing in New York? Do you think people would come? So I'm asking the actor.
Definitely.
Do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. I feel like it's very exciting to get material and get plays from people who aren't from the United States. I feel like there's a lot of, kind of like the purpose of this whole festival is like there's a lot of plays